Good morning, students. I welcome you all in today's class. Class 9, we will be continuing with Unit 6 Fundamentals of Computer. Today, our core topic will be WWW, that is World Wide Web. Along with this topic, there is a worksheet that you have to do. The worksheet is about the previous topic that we have discussed, so you have to do that worksheet as well. So first we will discuss the worksheet and then we will talk about the topic in detail. Okay, so this is the worksheet. First is your activity. um, this is the activity that you have to do. Establish an internet connection, just say yes or no and what you observed about it, you need to write that. And second is search information on the web using appropriate keywords. So these two activities that you have to do, and the instructions that I have been giving in the previous videos, they will remain intact. There is no change in it. If there will be any, I will inform you. So the deadline for submission of your homework and classwork, everything is remain, that is Saturday. So do that properly and kindly stick to the deadlines. That is very important because all these activities and your worksheets, they carry marks, so do take it seriously. Okay, so let's come back to worksheet. Our second question is short answer questions. Name any three internet service providers in India. You need to mention that, just the name, and then I need three internet browsers that you know. Next, any two internet search engines that you are aware about it. And the last question is which of two sets of words should be typed in search engines to get more appropriate results. First is you have to choose in A part whether this or this, which one is appropriate, and in B part the fastest train or which train has the highest speed, which one is better. So you just have to tell me that as per you and why. Okay, so this is all about the worksheet. Now let's talk about our topic for today, that is World Wide Web, WWW. Okay, so let's have a brief about it first. Imagine that you and your family have decided to go on a holiday to say Singapore, and you would like more information about the place. Right now I should not talk about holidays, but it's just a scenario. Okay, so you will probably speak to your friends who have already visited the place, or search for books that will provide the information you want. So as a result, you spend a lot of time in gathering this information, right? So by using the web, I can call www as web also. So by using the web, you can quickly get information such as the hotel details or the places to visit in that particular country or city. So everything is just a click away with the help of this facility that we will talk about today. Okay, so basically in this session we will learn the basic components of the web. We will also learn to use a search engine to find information on the web, how you should use it, and we will learn to navigate websites for information and how to perform online transactions. These all will be our topics. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, the World Wide Web, or web, is a way of accessing and sharing information over the internet by using web browsers. I hope you all know what is a web browser. It is a program with the help of which you access internet or you enter in the internet arena. Okay, so web, it is an information sharing model that is built on top of the internet. Okay, and the web uses the HTTP protocol, that is hypertext transfer protocol, only one of the languages used over the internet to transmit the data. With the help of this protocol, I hope you all know what is protocol. It is a set of rules and regulations that you have to follow, and they are static. You can't change them, you just use them. So HTTP is one of the protocols that we have on internet. With the help of this protocol, we share data with each other, send data and receive data. That is done with the help of HTTP. Okay, so the web also utilizes your browsers, such as your Internet Explorer or Firefox, to access web documents called web pages that are linked to each other via hyperlinks. Okay, so any page on internet, whatever you see, that page will be termed as web page. Okay, and if you there you must have seen that on that particular web page, the shape of the mouse pointer in some areas changes from an arrow to a hand, white hand with a finger pointing. That particular area is termed as your hyperlink. It means that area is clickable. If you will click on that area, you will jump to another new web page. Okay, so you can rotate between web pages with the help of hyperlinks. Okay, so the web refers to the collection of information that is accessible on the internet. The information can be in the form of text, pictures and sound, which are arranged logically and stored on computers that are known as your web servers. And the web is a very popular service on the internet. Okay, many people use the term web and the internet synonymously, but they are technically two different terms, you should know. Okay, so this was the introduction or the definition of World Wide Web or web. Okay, so now let's talk about the components of the web, what all things are there. I have told you a bit about it in the previous slide, but we'll discuss in brief over here. So first is your web browser. What exactly it is? As I said before, it is a software that helps you to access internet. That's a layman definition, but the exact definition is a web browser is a software program that enables you to view and interact with various other resources on the web. Okay, an example of a widely used web browser is Microsoft Internet Explorer, that displays both text and various other graphics also. Windows Internet Explorer 7 is available with your Windows Vista. So some browsers such as Internet Explorer 7 offers a new feature called tabbed browsing to facilitate better web browsing. Through this tabbed browsing, what is it? I hope you all know what is browsing. That is searching only. Okay, browsing and searching is same word. So with the help of this browsing, you can view multiple websites in a single browser window and easily switch from one website to another. So you can open multiple web pages or websites at the same time by using a new tab option. You all must be aware about it. Okay, so some websites may contain content in the form of animation, video or audio files. So to view these files, you need additional programs known as add-ons. Okay, what are add-ons? Add-ons is a software program that adds features to your browser and enhances your internet experience. Okay, add-ons provide added functions by allowing the web browser to access and run files that are included in web pages. Okay, so basically add-ons provide you high quality videos. The quality is high, and there are other factors also. So this is all about web browser. So you should know tabbing browser in it and add-ons in it. Okay, next we have web page. So What is a web page? Web page is more of like any page on internet is termed as your web page. So a web page is a formatted text document on the web that a web browser can display. Most web pages on the internet allow you to quickly move to another web page. You can do this by clicking a hyperlink, and you can call hyperlink as link also. These are same. So clicking a link opens the new page in your web browser. You can access existing web pages or even create and publish new web pages on the web. You all must know that you can create your own web page also with the help of a software, that is your HTML, right? So that's not a software exactly, but it's a language. Okay, so you can create web pages by using a software language that is termed as HTML, hypertext markup language. Web browsers use HTML to display web pages. With the help of this, you can see your web pages, you can see the output. Hypertext, what is it? HTML, hypertext markup language. Hypertext is a method of linking text with other text that helps you to easily browse or search through related non-sequential topics on the same page or on other web pages. So okay, so hypertext helps you to jump from one web page to another web page basically. So it links that particular text or picture. You can make a hyperlink of text also, and you can make it of on a picture also, anything. You just have to click it and you will be linked to the another web page or any document with whatever linking you have done. Okay, so this is all about your web page. Now your last component is website. A website basically is a it contains one or more web pages, that is termed as a website. Okay, I'll give you an example on this. So a book, you can term a book as your website, and the pages in it will be your web pages. And there is one more add-on, that is the first page of any website. Page as in web page. The first web page of any website is known as your home page. Any website, okay, that will be termed as your home page. So this is all I have written here. A website is one or more web pages that reside on a single server. This server is known as a web server and is connected to the internet. And as I said, the first web page that is displayed when you access a website is known as the home page. And every website has a unique home page. The term will remain same, but the page will be unique. Okay, every web page is unique, rather I can say this. So these all are the components. Now let's talk about the web address. What exactly is a web address? Okay, so every website on the web is stored on a computer that is part of a vast network. To access a website, you need to access the computer on which the website is stored, that is mandate obviously. Just as every house has a unique address, you all agree with it? So same ways, each computer on the web is identified by a unique address known as the Internet Protocol or IP address. The IP address is a numeric address that contains numbers that specifies the exact location of a computer on the web. You can access a computer on the web by using an IP address, such as the IP address is more of like this, okay, or 192.168.0.1. so it is basically IP addresses are numbers only. Okay, now the IP address is linked to a corresponding domain name. because it is easier to remember names than a string of numbers. If I'll say that open google.com for example, and instead of saying google.com, if I'll say open 192.168.0.1, you won't be able to remember the numbers of all the websites that you want to open. So it is rather easy to remember names instead of numbers, right? So that's why these IP addresses, the numbers one is linked to the corresponding domain name, because it is easy to remember the name rather than the number. Okay, so they are linked to a corresponding domain name because it is easy to remember. For example, the corresponding domain name for the IP address 127.0.0.1 can be prosware.com. If I'll say open prosware.com, you will remember it, but you won't be able to remember the number. That's why they are linked. Okay, web browsers can use either the domain name or the IP address to locate and display any web page. Do remember, students, every web page has a unique web address. It will be unique no matter what. Likewise, as I've given the example of a house, every house has unique address. Same ways, every web page on the internet has a unique web address. Do remember this. Okay, so next, our last point, a website for a domain is accessed with the help of a unique alphanumeric address known as the web address. Okay, so web address is a combination of alphanumeric address. The web address is also known as the URL, Uniform Resource Locator, which specifies the protocol to be used and the exact location of the website. It uses a specific protocol, and accordingly you can see the specific website. A protocol is a standard method of transferring data between different computers. By standard method we mean it will remain intact, there is no change in it. Okay, there is an example over here. As you can see, http www.ugc.ac.in page annual report.aspx. So here http indicates what protocol to use. HTTP is a protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. We have discussed it before. That is meant for transferring data. So this is indicating the type of protocol, right? And next, this entire thing, this entire www.ugc.ac.in page annual report ASPX specifies the exact location of the web page, where that specific web page is. Okay, so this is the it, and let's talk about specific this thing that I'm highlighting it over here, www.ugc.ac. I'll talk about it. In this, as I said, I'll just tell you what exactly everything is. HTTP is your protocol, as I said, and then www indicates that the website is on the web. Then UGC indicates the name of the domain. AC.in indicates the type of domain, what type of is it, and then page annual report.aspx indicates the path of the document. I hope this entire web address is clear to you what exactly it indicates. Okay, so a URL also includes a domain name, suffix. I hope you all know prefix and suffix. Prefix comes before the word and suffix comes after the word. So URL, Uniform Resource Locator, includes a domain name suffix that indicates the type of organization to which the website belongs. For example, in the domain name Microsoft.com, the domain name suffix is .com, right? So it indicates that it's a company. So I will talk about some suffix over here. This is the following table list of domain name suffix that we will discuss it. So .com, as I said, indicates that the website is for a commercial organization like Microsoft.com that we have discussed just now. Next, edu stands for educational institutions, schools, colleges, universities, etc. .net stands for network oriented organization. .org is your non-profit organization. .info is for informative, that is informative in nature, and .museum is used for a museum or any for an individual of the museum profession, like that. There is one more thing that you all should know. Country level domains are also there, and they are specifically used by a country or an independent territory. For example, .ke is for Kenya, .in is for India, .jp is for Japan. So countries have their own domain names also, that you should know. So this is all about your domain names. So now let's talk about working with Internet Explorer. How your Internet Explorer work. What is Internet Explorer? It is your web browser through which you access the internet. So there are some things that you should remember while working on this type of browser. So as you all know, internet offers a range of services such as file transfer between internet users, electronic mail for sending messages, or websites for viewing news. You can use the internet and its services to search and apply for jobs, send messages to other internet users, watch movies, and buy and sell products also. Okay, so all these things can be done, but to do it in a correct manner, you should know how exactly a browser works. So we will be talking about that now. First is to open Internet Explorer, click start and then click the internet. You will be able to access the browser. Next, if you want to refresh your web page, click the refresh button, that is to the right of the address bar. I'll show you over here. It is here. This is the refresh bar that I'm talking about. This is it. Okay, whatever live examples I will be able to give, I will surely give you that. Next, we have to go back to the previous web page. Click the back button, that is to the left of the address bar. These are the back and forward buttons that I'm talking about. Here you go. Okay, next, to open a new web page in the same window, click the new tab button. New tab button is here, students. See, this is the new tab button. If you will click on it, you will be able to open a new web page in the same browser window. Okay, next, to switch to another tab, click the quick tabs button and then click the first web page. You can try it on your own. Next, to view the menu bar on the command bar, click tools and then click menu bar. That is also available. To save the web page, click the file menu and then click save as. You will be able to get all the options on the top like this. Right now the slideshow is going on, I won't be able to see that, but it is here like this. All the file option, menu bar option, everything is there. Okay, so you can see. To add a web page to your favorites list, click the add to favorites button and then click add to favorites. Okay, you all know how to create any web page in your favorites list. Next, to view a website that you previously visited, so click the favorite center button and then click history in it. So in history, you will be able to see the entire history of your browsing, what all you searched, at what time, everything will be there. And next, to close it, go to the title bar and click the close button. And to close all tabs of Internet Explorer, then in the Internet Explorer message box, click close tabs. Through this, you will be able to close all the tabs that you have opened in the same browser. So this is how an Internet Explorer works. Okay, so next is your guidelines to evaluate a website. Whether that website is secured, reliable or not, how you can judge that, I'll give you some guidelines for it and the description about it. Okay, so let's talk about it. One more thing before starting it, an example, uh, with multiple websites on the web, it is possible that the information provided by a website is not authentic or false. It is possible, students. You can't rely on internet completely. For example, you are a broker, stocks and all, okay, and you need to track the price variations in the market. The information that you get from the websites must be accurate to ensure a correct analysis of the price variation, but there is a possibility that it can't be correct also. So to be sure, you search for the same data on multiple different websites of the content is same, but the website is different. So just to evaluate or just to be cross checked, you search many websites for it. So this is how you work to be more secured on the internet. Okay, so let's talk about some guidelines now. Includes reliable content, that is very important. A good website should state the various sources such as other websites, books, or names of experts for the content that is displayed on the website. Next, answer your question. The website should answer your questions by giving you very specific, concrete, and valid information. Next, it includes content by authors with credentials. So the people who have written the content about that particular topic that is displayed on the website should preferably be writers with reliable credentials. They should be secured. Okay, next includes current content. I'm so sorry. So all the links in the website should be working and the content on the website should be regularly updated. The website should be well organized also, so that it can help you easily navigate within the website. So it should be updated. Okay, so this is all about the guidelines that you should know while working on any kind of website. Now next is let's talk about search engines. What exactly is search engine? As you all know, it helps you to browse. Google is the most common search engine that we use. So let's talk about it. So to search for information on any specific topic, you go for a search engine. After you specify a keyword in a search engine, that is very important, and we have discussed about keywords in the previous class also. It displays a list of websites that contain information related to the keyword that you have typed. So this type of search is called keyword search. Okay, so an example of a search engine is Windows Live Search. It is provided by Microsoft and it helps you to quickly find websites that contain information relevant to your search. A search engine consists of directories also which group similar information. For example, the weather directory on the MSN website contains web pages that provide information about weather. In a search engine, you can also perform a directory search also. You can browse to a specific directory and then search the directory for specific information. For example, you can browse to the shopping directory on the MSN website and then search for keyword. The results contain the links of web pages from the shopping directory that relate to your specific word, specific keyword that you want to search. Okay, so this is how it works. You can also search information with the help of portals also. What are portals? These are websites only that offer information related to a specific topic in the form of a directory. I hope this directory word is clear to all. Directory means a combination of your search. The word that you have typed, a directory will give you many links related to that. That is termed as your directory. Okay, so the information on a portal is usually arranged in a specific order. A portal acts as a starting point to a number of resources on the web. For example, on your MSN website only, various web pages are linked together to form the complete website. How they are linked together, students? With the help of hyperlinks. Okay, do remember the previous content, it is very important. These web pages act as gateways to a host of information on the web. From the MSN website, you can access your email, perform a keyword or a directory search, participate in online discussions, find the location of a movie theater, join web communities, and get the latest news. Everything can be done on this specific browser that I talked about. So this is all about your search engines. Some important things that you need to remember in this is that you can do any type of searches in this, as you can see it over here, but the most important thing is, and the mandate thing is, the type of word that you are using for that specific search. That is very important. Rest of the things will happen as per the word that you have typed. Okay, so this is all about search engine. Now let's talk about e-commerce. I hope you all know what is e-commerce. Buying and selling products online is termed as e-commerce. So it refers to the business transactions made over the internet, that is buying and selling items online. The online purchase, there are two things: online purchase and online transactions. Two things can be done. So online purchase requires you to provide your credit card details. To ensure a secure transactions, you must provide your credit card details only to reputed websites. And I've already told you about the reliable, how to evaluate a reputed or reliable website in this session only. Okay, so in addition to making online transactions, e-commerce includes online stock trading that gives you an opportunity to buy and sell shares in the stock market. You can do it online also. You can also check your bank account status or insurance details online. You can make transactions also. So just the main important part is the website or that particular web page should be secured. That is very important. Okay, so this is all about your e-commerce. We are done with the entire topic of www, World Wide Web. In next class we'll discuss the another topic of the same unit. Thank you all.